that in mind, we know you guys have been hard at work, building a new car for this season. Your thoughts on how that's coming along so far?
Yeah, about a month ago, we decided we were going to take the car to Motorama and kind of unveil all of our hard work and all the awesome stuff that WMI has done on it. And what I would say is probably our most badass looking paint scheme we've ever had, highlighting some of our new partners and stuff. So business has picked up a lot. Obviously, getting the car ready about a month earlier than we had anticipated getting it ready. So I think after I leave the shop tonight, as you can see, I'm here. I think after I leave the shop tonight, the car is going to basically be wrapped, and all it really needs is the rad and ductwork and stuff, and some windows and some wiring, and it's about ready for the car show. So definitely coming along well.
Yeah, that's always good to hear. What are your thoughts as you look back to last season and how things went?
It was a bit of a rough one. It was probably one of the roughest seasons we've had as a team. I mean, our team's not that old, so it was bound to happen at some point. But it was. I wish I knew halfway through the year what I knew at the end of the year.
Okay.
Kind of the deal with tires. Grisdale got shipped a really crappy set of tires, and they did some weird things. And once we figured that out towards the end of the year and got our stagger and everything right, and got kind of figured out what the tires were doing, we kind of got back to where we were the year prior. So I don't necessarily think last year was a reflection on our team so much. I just think it was kind of the hand we were dealt, and yeah, I'm not too fond of last year, and that's kind of why we put our heads down. And I think we're going to come out swinging and hopefully go out and win some races and contend for a championship this year.
So what do you feel that you and your team need to work on to keep building and improving in that? Because I mean, we've seen the potential out of you guys and that with some great runs.
Yeah, I think it's just building that consistency, and I think this new car and this new partnership with Wight Motorsports and Sync and stuff is going to allow us to have that consistency. We've obviously shown that we deserve to run up front and that we're capable. It's just doing it week in and week out like some of these championship caliber teams do, and I think that kind of what we've done this winter is going to allow us to do that. And I really think that all the pieces are in place for us to go out. And unfortunately, I think that if it doesn't work this year, it's probably all going to be on me, because I think all the pieces are in the right spots now.
So what track are you most excited to get to this year?
We're still finalizing our schedule for this year. As of now, the plan is to run Delaware Speedway weekly and the Qwick series.
Nice.
With Delaware adding a couple extra points races, it makes it really tough. It makes for 17 races in 20 weeks, which is obviously really, really tough, especially, I got a newborn at home and stuff like that. So, I mean, Delaware obviously is the track that we're most excited to get to. I really, really love Flamborough Speedway. I think that we can go out there and win. I think last year, the last 2 years, really, we've started on the outside the front row, and I wish we started on the inside the front row, because I think we would have had a shot to stay up there. But I'm really excited for Flamborough. I think definitely, regardless of what our schedule looks like, I want to make a trip there this year. So other than Delaware, which is our home track, I would say Flamborough is a track that I'm looking forward to getting back to.
How did you get your start in racing originally?
That's funny. That's a funny story. So my parents would always take us to the racetrack, but eventually, I mean, obviously, I started racing go-karts, just kind of arrive and drive stuff when I was younger. And then when I went to university and college and stuff, I kind of stopped and got away from it and got into iRacing, just something to hold me over while the money was tight. And then I kind of got into working for Delaware Speedway and working for the United Racing Series and stuff, doing lots of different things there.
Yeah.
And then, one day, I think it was around Christmas time, my brother and I were just kind of messing around, and we said, I think we could maybe do this. And so we didn't have a garage, we didn't have trucks, we didn't have anything, we didn't have a trailer, and we just decided we're gonna figure it all out and figure out the logistics and start. So we kind of just decided we were gonna build a bone stock, and we don't have that generational knowledge like a lot of drivers have. So it's been a lot of learning process, and my nephews and my son, I hope will have that generational knowledge if they're interested in racing one day. But we built a bone stock, I think it was 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
And kind of moved up through the ranks quickly, and we've found a good home in the super stocks that I think we'll be in for a little while. And ultimately the goal is to hopefully get to the NASCAR Canada Series one day and just keep on going upwards.
What's been the most memorable moment that you've had in your career so far?
I would love to say it was winning our first super stock race. I mean, we did it on a night where we had tons of sponsors and family and stuff there, and that was a big deal. And growing up on the hill at Delaware Speedway, dreaming of one day just getting to race out there, let alone win a feature in a top series, was a dream come true. But That's actually not my answer. My answer is Jukasa Motor Speedway, finishing second to Trevor Culver in the COVID year. It
Yep.
was my third ever race in a super stock, and we had no business doing what we did that night. And we went out, and I think we turned a lot of heads, and that's the trophy I think I'm most proud of, even if it wasn't a victory.
I was just about to say that though, as soon as you mentioned Jukasa, it shocked a ton of people because I mean, I think a lot of people had their top five picked, and you weren't originally one of them in that. So definitely turned heads that night for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We weren't on anyone's radar. We weren't picked to do anything that night, and being able to hold off, Lane Zardo was on a rail that year, and as he always is, and being able to hold him off, and I mean Trevor was gone, but being able to do what we did that night definitely stands out for me, and I think it was kind of like a here we are moment. So that'll always be number one to me, I think.
You mentioned Trevor, you mentioned Lane. What are your thoughts on that current competition level that we have right now with the super stocks across the province?
I think the Superstock competition is rivaling any series out there for how good it is, and I really hope that the Qwick series. I hope we can make it work this year. I think
Right.
we probably will. I think that the competition in that series is next to none in my opinion. I mean, you see the caliber of drivers, and you're seeing tons of new equipment being built too, and different types of equipment and stuff. So I mean, there's lots of drivers, and I think it's really cool the number of drivers from each different track coming in and trying to fight together. And the racing is really really clean in that series, which is always nice. And I mean, it
Yeah.
just shows the quality of racing, I think. And we've had one or maybe two yellows at Flamborough Speedway in the entire history of the series, so I think that's a testament to the quality of talent.
Who do you consider your racing hero?
Steve Robley, that's the reason we run number 28. And
Yeah.
oddly enough, I'm good friends with his son now, and I talked to Steve, and it's funny how it's come full circle. As just a kid on the hill watching, cheering him on, and now I run his number and know him.
What would be a piece of advice that you'd give to that next driver that hopes to be where you are one day?
Learn that racing is as much on the track as it is off the track. I don't think it's any secret that our team is one of, if not the best, at what we do marketing wise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason that I even get to do it and get to enjoy it, and or even at the level that we like to do, or at the level that we're at. I think that it's just super super important for people to learn. They're not sponsors, they're partners, and they're not. It's just, I think that side of, unless your pockets are so deep that it doesn't matter. I think building those relationships and learning that you have to build those connections and have partners instead of sponsors and kind of do that. I think that's one of the most important things.
And I don't mean to throw this in there because I said that was the last question, but I got one more. Plug the YouTube channel because the vlogs are awesome to watch out and that regularly and
Yeah, thank you. Nice segue. I appreciate it.
that.
Yeah, so we run a YouTube channel. It's JRD Motorsports on YouTube. We've just recently passed 1,000 subscribers, and we're working towards some bigger and better things. And we're filming a vlog in here tonight that I hope to have out this weekend. And we kind of show the ins and outs of racing and what goes on through the winter. And we put them out. We try to put out at least one a week or one every 10 days or so, just kind of showing everything. And then we post some good race content and do like kind of video logs of the whole night at the racetrack, not just necessarily watching the race, but just like go through practice and arriving at the track, and some highlights and some cinematics and onboard footage and footage from the crowd. And we're looking at maybe some extra things this year, like adding in spotter audio. And last year we started to dabble with adding some of the announcer audio to try and bring it to the next level. And so yeah, definitely proud of what we've done with the vlog series and our YouTube channel, and the sponsors love it. And it's great to hear that people like it, and that kind of feedback keeps us wanting to do more.
Alrighty, that's